everyone, welcome back to You Alone Can Help Me. Today I want to talk about getting back anything you've lost. Now think about something you've lost. Maybe you've lost money. Maybe you've lost your car. Something like your house. Maybe you've lost your child somewhere. Maybe your mom's not talking to you right now. Maybe you've lost your cousins or trust from someone. There's so many things that have been lost. Maybe you've even lost your job today. You don't know where to turn. I'm going to tell you that the Lord restores things that are lost. He's done it for me, and He's no respecter of persons, so He can do it for you. And I'm going to believe with you today that something that you've lost, that you're going to ask Him for it back, and He will return it to you. It's one of His promises. In fact, in the book of Joel, I love this. Listen to this one. He says, I will repay you for the years the locusts have eaten. Now, you know what locusts are. They eat everything in sight. And that's happened to me in my life. And one of the things I lost long ago, I'd say about 35 years ago, was the man I was to marry. And we were engaged. And I waited for my man, and you'll know him because he's Preacher Bill. And he's on our website. Well, we didn't know the Lord way back then. But I waited for him. He was a soldier away and came back totally different. And didn't want to marry me anymore after all. And I waited for him, wrote him hundreds of letters, sent him food, everything. I just loved him so much. He was the first man I ever met that I fell instantly in love with when I saw him. And he would say the same about me. Anyway, things happen. And I lost a man of my dreams. Well, I married somebody else, and he married the wrong person too. But one day, the Lord talked to Bill. You know, He does talk to you, you know. He talks you through the Bible. He sometimes gives you impressions, you know, like this is what He's saying to me today, just a thought or a feeling. Sometimes He actually uses words. When it happens to you, you'll be really surprised. He actually talked to Bill one day. He was just cleaning something, actually. Cleaning out a closet. And he said, Bill, okay, I'm going to put you two back together. He was so shocked he didn't know what to do. Well, if you know Bill like I do, he's kind of slow in getting things done. You know, I can tell him something, and it takes him a few days, you know. I put the honey-do list on the refrigerator. Well, it took him 10 years to call me after that. Can you believe that? I suffered for 10 more years without the man that the Lord wanted me to have as my husband. Finally, one day, well, actually, it was Valentine's Day. Can you believe that? When he actually called me up. Well, it's been about 10 years ago now. And he called me up, and so shocked to hear his voice. And oh my gosh, I probably thought about him at least once every day for a minute or two, you know. I'd been divorced now, of course, from that first husband. It didn't work out. It wasn't meant to be. And he was divorced, of course, from his wife because that wasn't meant to be. Well, he was just doing what the Lord said, and he called me up. And at first, I didn't even want to talk to him. I was still so mad at him for all the years that I've lost, you know, without my man. Anyway, well, the Lord was in it. And in 10 minutes' time, it was back to the way it was years ago, and I was so excited. The only trouble was he lives in California, and I lived in Michigan. So we wrote letters, talked on the phone, and finally 3 months later, he showed up at my door. And it was like nothing had ever changed. There he was, the love of my life. And you know, we got married. And the Lord called us into the ministry. It's awesome. And the irony is, I didn't even know the Lord until Bill showed up. I mean, you know, I went to church and everything. But I didn't know you could know the Lord. And the irony is, the Lord used Bill to lead me to Him. And it's great because really, if you knew Bill way back then when he got back from the war, he became a big sinner, you know, a partier, did things behind my back, other women, you know, all that stuff. And I think the Lord decided to use a sinner to save the saint. I mean, I'm not perfect, but I'm okay. And so I mean, I never would have probably listened to anyone else except for Bill. And he led me to the Lord without saying too much at all. Because really, the other person can just lead you in the right direction. But really, the Lord's the one who shows himself to you. And he knows the exact time, exact place, exact day and moment when he's going to show who he is to you. And he did that through my husband, Bill. So I just want you to know, that's my story of restoration. And soon, you'll be able to tell others about how the Lord brought something back to you that you lost. God bless you today.